Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another book review. I just recently read Shah and the End of Time. This is written by Roshani Chokshi and Rick Riordan. And of course this is mainly Chokshi's writing. But as you can see, the book itself that I got, I was able to get an uncorrected advanced proof, but I didn't really see any grammatical or spelling errors in this. So yeah, I was pretty impressed by that, but it's very nice for people like me who are NRIs or non-Desi and looking at the different gods and goddesses and characters involved with Hindu mythology, because there are a plethora, which is an understatement. I remember watching Sita Sings the Blues, which is actually an excellent film if you really want to get educated, and I think it's Rama's Tale, because I really like Rama's Tale, but Aru is a very interesting character. She takes things a little bit too literally. I'm thinking that she could be discussed as having Asperger's, maybe some kind of autism. I'm not for sure. She doesn't like germs, so I think that's another thing. But if she does have Asperger's, she's high on the spectrum. Either that or Minnie has it. I can't really think of who actually would have it, but it's really a fantastically written book. It's spectacular. It's just a real page turner. And I love India and I love Indian myth, so I devoured it like the bookworm that I am. And I'm looking forward to reading the second one now, because interestingly enough, we learn whom she's descended from and what role her mother had to play in the pantheon. You think, holy crud, that's messed up, especially with her father and why her father isn't available at this time. Anyways, I absolutely adore the book, and I thought that it was a spectacular read. It is really a magnificently written, elaborate, mystifying, totally engrossing tale that I could not put it down. And since my friend will be writing a story consisting of myths that don't usually get told, I'm going to let him borrow this, and I'm just going to tell him look in the glossary, because there is a little bit of information about the Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita. The Mahabharata is the oldest Hindu script ever written, and of course ufologists say that it's depicting war in the sky of epic proportion, and part of me wants to lean toward that conspiracy theory, because there's plenty of evidence that suggests this, but it's just only supposition. It's not really there's no real evidence to support that. It's just theory at this time. But there's so many themes within just creation stories, and creation stories in essence all have one thing uniting them, and that of course is a deluge, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm sorry, I got off track and I didn't mean to, but sometimes I go along that road just because it fascinates me. But if you're a person who adores Hindu myth or India in general, I would pick this up. It's very reminiscent of Percy Jackson. Aru is very similar to Percy. She's very spunky. She's a character that's extremely relatable, and she has her own arc where she develops over time, and she faces her cowardice, which is done out of self-preservation and for good reason. But then you see why when she goes about it, it's really not the best thing that she could have possibly done. But over the duration of the book, the first book, you get to see her start to evolve as accepting of who she really is, and how she just gets sucked in, quite literally sucked in to this vast realm that she had only heard and read about as a child from her aunties. And yeah, you think, holy moly. But anyways, I wish I could say more about it, because I really don't want to give away the plot of the book itself, because it's just so just gorgeously written, and it's so vast and massive, and it's so sweeping and exotic, and just so mystical and quite ethereal in the way that Chokshi explains everything. The gods and goddesses are quite interesting in and of themselves. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, but if you're not familiar with Hindu mythology, I would actually recommend, instead of reading the Mahabharata, I would watch Sita Sings the Blues, just because it's the Mahabharata just presented in a more modern setting, and it's sensational. I can't really recommend it enough, honestly. But that's all I have to say. Till next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, tutti.